CEO 2025 is done. We have a new entry in the tag fighters and FGC's future is looking good. Guys, welcome to Double Tap. This is Mash Those Buttons podcast dedicated to everything and anything in the fighting game community. I am your returning host, your keep re-returning host, Crash. And with me, I've got Mr. Worldwide, Mr. I like to travel, Mr. I will be at every tournament whenever I get a chance, even when it's not technically financially viable for me to go. StaticGorilla.
Wow, please. Just, yeah, all of the above. Sure.
You're just that dedicated. You're just that dedicated to your craft.
I'm dedicated when there are not hidden fees. That's great.
Oh
yeah.
Well,
and
just gotta deal with that.
I totally would have gone to Epic Universe, but it was not in the cards or something.
Welcome, guys. This is episode number 410. And like we said in the intro, we are fresh off of the CEO weekend. A little bit delayed this week, sorry. Some people also had delayed in flights and such. And also, I just got back. I've been on a bit of a work trip as well. So that's kind of like why it's been a little bit scrambly on the episode. So apologies for that, guys.
We almost had a show yesterday, but American Airlines was like, no, they're like, here, boarding plane now. And there was no plane, so.
It was almost that scene of Dumb and Dumber where he was like, he had to run down the
suitcase.
The actual,
I have your suitcase.
I got it. He falls out.
It's one of my favorite scenes.
Yeah, man. So let's get into it. So CEO 2025 is done and dusted. A return to Orlando, right? A return to Orlando. No longer Daytona. We got a chance to obviously be over at Daytona in 2023.
Which was,
I forget, did you go to 2024?
I did not go to 2024. That's the year that Escalante lost to TJ in Marvel. I specifically know I wasn't there. Yeah.
Gotcha.
I don't know who won.
But yeah, so back to Orlando, new venue and all, right? Like Jabali's been pushing and very happy to kind of bring it back home. It's part of the name, right? Of the brand of what the tournament is, and in a better venue. Apparently, we'll find out by the end of this discussion as to how our thoughts are. But Static here is going to give us the rundown, Mr. CEO himself. How was your trip, buddy? Another tournament, right? Just another month, another tournament.
Yeah. Well, it was good. There were a lot of different circumstances that happened. I was supposed to have, my brother had an art table, but I had to spend more time at the art table because my brother did get sick on the way. And unfortunately, he had a really bad case of vertigo. Wasn't able to be at the venue, so we missed out on a lot of commissions. So my friend Izzy had stepped up, and so did my friend Justin. We ended up not Justin Wong, stop it, get that out your head.
Okay.
And our original plan was sort of for everybody to sort of go on Saturday with the friends that we were staying with. And even my friend's dad, who plays Marvel, he's like 50 and he plays like Marvel still. We wanted him to get some sort of sense of the venue or of like the FGC life. And he wasn't able to go because he was more preoccupied with my brother. So his wife and the two kids ended up coming through, and they still had a blast. So they had an amazing time checking out all the vendors, all the matches, just getting a good idea of like the FGC life and the arcade culture and all of that. So that is cool and that is great. I'm glad that they got to see what we kind of already have normalized for us. That's cool. I do think that it is, dare I say, better area in the venue than the venue last year. Mm-hmm. The venue of Daytona is, again, that one is separate from the hotel. This was part of a resort hotel.
Was part of it.
Yeah.
Always. Any tournament that is like the hotel venue combo is like S tier. For several reasons, right? Like for one, you don't have to worry about traveling to your room. Like for those that know the woes of, even just going to like convention, like regular conventions, like if you go to like your MagFest or something, your hotel, you want the hotel to be there.
Yeah.
You want it to be like earshot for a couple reasons. To travel, also, socially, right? If you're going out to hang out with people, you don't want to have to worry about like taking an Uber back, especially if you have a little some at night and you're kind of feeling you're having a good time, like drinking, dog. Like,
okay, sorry.
What are you talking about? What's wrong with you? Oh, you talking about something? What's wrong with you, man? This is a family-friendly podcast.
Hey, listen, I couldn't tell where your eyes were going with Mr. Sunglasses.
But always the venue hotel combo, the toppest of tier. Sometimes that's even a make or break for me. Like when a hotel is like too far in some to some events, I'm kind of nah, man. Like I'm not feeling that.
I literally had a message from a player that was like, man, I really should have stayed at the venue. And I'm like, it was super easy. That's why I did that for Friday night and Saturday night. I stayed at the venue, the hotel. I mean, like, why not? Yeah. I could just be like, my friend, literally after we're at the arcade, he goes, I'm gonna hit the hay. I'm like, oh, all right, cool. I'll see you up there. All right, no problem. You got a key? Yep. Oh, okay, great. That's the conversation.
You don't have to worry about being like, yo, who's driving us back and who's coming back. However, and you ain't gotta worry about none of that.
However, I do have a gripe with the venue / hotel thingy. If you want to leave, you have to get to your car. Mind you, your car may be on the other side of the venue, like way far away.
Just I don't know. Parking.
Yeah, there was a lot of cars. Obviously, there's a lot of a lot of people that are going to the event. But I think my car. So we had to go to the docks lot on Friday because we couldn't do all the stuff on Thursday. Obviously, I had to pick up my brother, and he wasn't ready to do that. So Friday, we got to the docks, and we had to walk with all our equipment to the venue, past the Bailey World, up the escalator, down the escalator, to the main venue part. And it was...
There wasn't no specific spot for vendors to
there was. We asked for the dock entrance, and they put us in like this other entrance. But it was still not close to the docks for the main place. Okay, maybe there's some feedback for Bailey there when it comes to the vendors. And the parking lot was right next to the dock spot. So we were like, this was nothing. It was useless. But besides that, other than obviously having that all together, there were plenty of restaurants. There was a 24-hour market as well that had like food vendors throughout the day. But again, only during the day. Awesome. There was like pizza, breakfast stuff. My friend had a waffle sandwich. Like, come on.
Making me hungry.
The pool was always open apparently. Like on Saturday, as I'm sitting there eating with Dame, I see like Chris T just walking around enjoying the pool, and I'm like, oh, that's pretty cool. Like everybody's just hanging out, FGC and.
That's the biggest thing, right? Like we talked about this when it comes to like certain costs as they kind of get higher. We're looking for more of an experience, of a convention experience, not just a tournament. Because a tournament's a tournament. Like you're there to play games. Like, all right, cool. That gets it's fine when it's like maybe a couple hours, but when it's like a couple more hours and like there's nothing else you're doing, it's like it kind of is like a bit of a drain. Like freaking mentally.
It's like you gotta go outside into the sun and cross the street and so, watch out for traffic. So that was the old venue. But
it was.
But the best part for me of the old venue was just the separation of the entire like main area from the main stage. Like main stage felt arena, felt huge, felt big. This brought the arena back to hotel, which is okay because don't get me wrong, versus Combo Breaker, my feet felt great on carpet because it's a hotel. But against freaking concrete over on those convention halls, ooh boy, your feet be hurting. But Combo Breaker was a little bit more condensed as well.
Bunions is kicking in.
Oh, stop it! Don't remind me. However, just like this had two major rooms, and other rooms were small. They had TCG rooms, of course, but the Jabali World was really nice. They had that's where the BYOC was. You had all the arcade tournaments happening there, the side games and the rhythm games as well. They even had the cage for like the Red Bull cage. That was happening in there as well.
I saw some footage of that.
That was awesome. That was a cool little experience to see. Let me see. I'm just trying to there were like 7 stages. However, one thing I didn't like was some of the main games didn't have anything in the ring. For instance, like I think they had asked people. I talked to Chris G. He said he was asked what song he would like to come out to. However, he did get top 8 only in Marvel 3, and Marvel 3 was on Saturday night, but it wasn't in the main ring. So it didn't really make sense to ask what song when they were still running a different event on the main ring. So I don't know if that was a miscalculation or something, But it was still all on TNS.
It could be that somebody just didn't get the message somewhere.
And TNS was also the ones who run Marvel on Friday nights and Saturdays and so. So that's where you'll find it. So I had a person from home ask me, "Yo, was there no ring?" I'm like, "No, it's just that event wasn't on the main middle stage. The main middle stage was the one that had the ring." And Marvel hasn't been necessarily main stage for a while anyway. Marvel 3, that is. We're talking about another Marvel soon. Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
We're talking about another Marvel later on the episode. Yeah, absolutely.
But the hotel, that was grandiose. I think the venue, definitely a step up. I even told the guy I can't wait to come back again, like the guy at the front desk, because I want to experience more of the hotel. I might even stay longer at the hotel. It's great. More people, more planning, all of that. But the experience, like I said, the ring, like I didn't really get the grandiose feel of the venue of the ring and of the entrances of like the wrestling type of style. Maybe because I was just sitting at my brother's booth most of the time.
That could be a reason.
Yeah, but then also like even I don't know, it was an easy like viewing experience in person, but it wasn't necessarily like I didn't really want to watch the games that were even on the main stage. That might be my thing, but at the same time, there's a lot of games happening at the same time that I'm more interested in. And I don't know if that's a separation of community at the end of the day. You know?
I think it happens when there's just so many. Like
there were a lot of main games.
We've had kind of like, it's almost like analysis paralysis type of feel where there's just so much to get into. You don't know what to get into. So you're kind of like stuck. Yeah. Almost. It was you're kind of stuck in trying to figure out what you want to do.
Perfect example was there was one on the farthest end was like anime, but it was more like Strive. Maybe sometimes Grand Blue. Then it was the other game. Then it was the other game. It was like Marvel was always on TNS or Fatal Fury. And then it was like, here's this one. But then sometimes we'll have this on the main stage. And it felt like scrambled, while at the end was always Smash and Brawlhalla and Rivals of Aether. So I'm like, all right, that's happening over there. I don't need to go over there. I'm not into those games. But then it's also like, it felt way too separated as well. So I don't know if everyone felt like they had their like main stage thing. It's okay. But again, like you said, analysis paralysis. However, StaticGorilla's experience was cool as a competitor.
That's good.
I didn't have any, I'm going to go pretty quickly. I didn't feel any lag situations like I did at Combo Breaker, which was great.
Yes.
And there were,
I heard about the PS5 wagon.
The recyclings were happening, apparently so. I didn't see them because I didn't have to. I didn't think, oh man, this is laggy. Maybe one guy who I lost to said that it was laggy, his other monitor, but whatever, he probably sucked anyway, but he beat me in Street Fighter. I had to play Marvel on Friday. I had all Friday off. I had to play Marvel at 8, and that's when I played Virgo, who I beat quickly because he said he was in the Royal Rumble. And then I lost to Hiyomaru, who's a regular in my stream, and he plays with Ryan LV's team. He beat me, did well, lost to Inside though, or formerly known as Unknown. Then we had I beat somebody.
I think I saw that match.
And I lost to somebody. Yeah, no, it was great. Phoenix's problem, but I told him to always uppercut at the start of the round because he always Wesker Phantom dances every time. Inside does it to take off the glasses.
That was kind of his thing.
He does it every time, and he didn't listen.
Yeah,
that's okay.
Yeah, because of the glasses. But.
Yeah, he always does it with drones too, so you get hit. So that happened. And then Street Fighter was a wash. I went 1 and 2. Fatal Fury, I got to losers finals of my bracket. I don't know if you saw, but there was a match that I had on stream against this guy named the Masked Cusco. Funny enough, he had his first match, but his first match was a DQ. It was supposed to be Mena RD, and he was going to play that on stream. And he was going to do all the stuff that he did to me to Mena RD. So because Mena RD didn't show up and my opponent didn't show up, me and the Masked Cusco had to play. So what's funny is as I was coming back into the venue, I saw Mena leave, and I was like, wait, he's got to play in the tournament. What is he doing? So I'm like, whatever. I'm not saying anything. I'm not, whatever. Bye, Mena. So I go in, and the dude, we're playing on the stream. And he's like, yo, I'm going to crack this thing on my head. Like, I had this whole thing planned. I'm like, all right, cool. Go ahead. Do what you think. And then he's like, we're just chatting it up. And then while the match starts, he goes, hey, can we shake hands like the way they do it in like Predator? I'm like, sure, yeah. Oh, We like shake hands, like really, really intense. Yeah. So I'm like, all right, cool. And I whoop his ass, and then he said, and then in between matches, he's like, all right. And by the way, every throw, he is yelling at my face. Every single SPD.
I saw, for those, if you haven't checked the clip out, there's some clips on it. It was a spectacle. I like. That was entertaining.
Right,
that was entertaining. Right. And it's also a plus when you also end up winning.
I'll do commentary over it. And I was totally the heel. I had headphones on and I could hear him, and I could hear the people in the crowd yelling whenever he got an SPD at me. So I was totally the heel. I was fine with that. I ended up losing to Super Noon though, and then losers finals lost to a Terry Bogard player, which is what it is. Just had to clean it up. I don't know how to fight Terry well, but I might just pick up Hokutomaru or Billy, because Billy, holy shit, we're gonna get into that soon too.
Yeah, you might as well on that.
Did I curse? My bad. All right, well there we go.
I mean, no, we could bring that up here. Like right now, actually, it was one of my notes for CEO. It's just like. That post setup was just, this is just more competitive wise, just, the City of the Wolves, holy shit, the top 32. Yeah. The amount of Hokutomarus and Canes and just Billy.
And Hotaru's.
Like, literally, it's like that's it. Like, and Hotaru, there was some Hotarus as well. That was like it. Was like it.
I don't know why it's
there's like a few off flyers. There's a couple of like Gato, there's like a Gato or two, and then yeah, guys like the iPhone, representing Ronaldo and all that shit. Yeah, like that's it. Other than that, it was just all those three.
I don't know what changed since Combo Breaker. Well, I mean, there were a lot less
more people
international players at Combo Breaker, honestly.
Yeah, things develop and the cheatness gets even more highlighted. So it's like, hey, this is the state of the game. I can think of 3 characters now that are gonna get maybe some adjustments on the first round of whatever balance patches they're gonna have in the future.
Dare I say the most consistent since Combo has been Reynald, which is not a surprise. But I mean,
he's been consistent since KOF 98.
But Xiaohai and ET made it to this event, so they're like, I'm going to be top 3. Just no worries, I'm going to make it happen. That's literally how it goes.
At a minimum. He's like at a minimum.
And for Nemo to come out of nowhere, I didn't see him in Combo Breaker, so that was pretty cool.
Yeah.
And,
that was solid.
There was a lot of strong competition for Fatal Fury. However, I fear that like Fatal Fury locals are going to not fluster, but sort of like have the issue of this. They don't have. I don't feel like there's a local scene in every scene for Fatal Fury. It's just online and people that are pro. It's already really hard. It's really getting to that spot already for King of Fighters, or like how King of Fighters works.
Yeah, that's actually interesting. Now that you say that, I'm actually, funny enough, because I'm actually gonna be going to a local tomorrow. Me too. And I'm gonna ask about that. I'm gonna ask about like, yo, how is it out here with like Fatal Fury, City of Wolves? Anyone?
Yeah.
Because I'm going particularly for Guilty, but everybody plays everything nowadays. Right. So it just trying to see if there is a pulse on that anywhere. Because think about it, I can't think of like not locals, but it's just like I'm just assuming because Fatal Fury is just it's so new, right? And people do catch it very early, but it's like how long has it petered out already? I haven't really looked into that. That's actually a good call.
But that was the feeling I got was like, all right, we may have all these numbers, but then you have people like Mena just not showing and DQing himself from it, and like it makes you wonder.
Well, listen, man. There's like a million reasons why. There's a million reasons why he's probably focusing on another game. A million reasons.
There's 1.5 million in Fatal Fury, so.
Oh, good point.
And EWC spots as well. Yeah, people were crying getting EWC spots and crying getting EWC spots, bro. Man.
Yeah, man. Well, of course. The money's
the one Billy Kane guy qualified, and he was balling on the stage, and then he gets out the ring, and he's like putting his hand over his.
We're going out there, man. We're gonna hit that Dubai and all that. We're gonna have some fun.
So what's funny is a quick story. I saw LT walk by, and I know he likes Cyberpunk, and we had one of our original artworks of Cyberpunk on the table. And Chris G was also there. So then I'm like, oh wait, LT, come here. Check out this picture. And that led to him and Chris G having like maybe a 3-hour conversation. I lie to you not. They had a 3-hour conversation. I'm sitting there with my friend at the art table like, why are they still talking? So they're talking about all these different things, and one of that came up, which was like this EWC thing just is life-changing money for people. And he's right. He's right. We'll see what happens in, I think it's 3 weeks already, EWC, because there's Brussels Challenge, and then there's a Mexico tournament.
EWC tends it's scheduled out. Just to finish this conversation, it's scheduled out with certain games in the beginning, but fighting games last year was like kind of on the tail end of it, so it's later. So it should be like probably, I want to say August, I think, is when it starts for first.
So just like it did last year, after
late July to August. Yeah, I have to double check, but I mean, I think they're keeping the schedule the same. I don't remember hearing any issues about it last year being the way it was. So I don't know if they're gonna change it, but you have to double check the site to see that.
Yep. I'm on my way.
But besides that, I mean, overall, like your CEO experience back in Orlando, back in the hometown with the new venue and all, we're talking overall positive. Going again, 2026.
I mean, you have the theme parks really close by. You've got everything is at the venue. You don't have to leave. It's not like it's not walled off, but like secured off. However, I do have one big complaint. There was barely any security. It was just check the badges. That was the security. And no outside food. Yes, very interesting. And I'm not saying
I remember in Daytona, like they checked our bags and everything.
Yep.
Like they looked through our stuff.
Yeah, there was none of that. It was one. However, they did keep it to one entrance, and anyone that was going through the like, you can always do outside. You can always leave outside any of the doors. But anytime somebody went in through the other doors, the security was there. Like, hey. You know, but
I would probably say also it's also a difference between Daytona and Orlando.
Probably, yeah, and especially a resort. Yeah. You already had to pay for parking. You already have to do this, and There was also had food like right outside, like good vendors, and they had like lunchtime and dinner time, so that was helpful too. So you didn't have to walk all the way back into the main market spot. But it was a reasonable price. I'd say $20 for a combo, which is food, chips, and a dessert, which is fine.
That's about.
And I had Wild Bill's, so I got my. I had the Wild Bill's root beer. So remember that root beer spot thingy?
Yeah.
I had free refills all weekend because I brought my cup and I paid $30 for the refills, baby.
I have an internal. I've been waiting, and I'm just calling it now for like the day where the year where CEO has like Jim Bailey bucks, because I see that being a thing in the future, just because of like vouchers and such that come with the entry, where it's like, oh yeah, use this to be able to get your food or whatever.
Fatal Fury's
just waiting for that.
Fatal Fury's EWC is July 9th, 10th, and 11th.
Wow, okay. Yeah. So you go, so midway through the year.
But again, that does not include the SNK World Championship Series, which is, they haven't announced exactly when it is yet. But this is separate from EWC.
All right. Well, with that, I mean, CEO overall though, in terms of experience, I know we didn't go through like tournament, kind of like tournament results and all that. That I think we might, if we have time for it, we might check it out later in the episode. But like maybe in another episode if we want to like bring it up. But this is just more to check out the experience of actually going there. What Static G had gone through in the new venue, back to that spot. It's like I said, it's a big re-return for it. So a lot of people had a lot of eyes on it.
Yeah, very positive. I think just better layout maybe next year for different things like Artist Alley, in my opinion. But I mean, besides that, I mean, I'd 100% recommend as well. Just if you're planning a long vacation and that's one of your spots to stop at, do it. Chip in with all your friends and homies. Make it cheaper for all of y'all. And if you want to go to Epic Universe or even Universal, it's right there, literally moments away.
Yeah, that's a big draw to the CEO. It's just like the fact of where it is. So much to do, so much to see.
Too much to do.
But too much to do, yeah. But all you can do at the end of the day, though, you're there for some fighting games, so it's not a bad spot at all. With that, guys, we're gonna be taking a quick break. We get back. Got some Marvel to talk about, as if we don't talk about it enough. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. All right, with CEO 2025 behind us, and Static G making a spectacle of himself as a heel in tournament on stream. Make sure to go find that clip.
Oh hell yeah!
By the way, I don't think anyone's claimed the Akuma Raging Demon U in tournament yet for the $10. That's still an offer that's out there.
I know somebody.
Yeah, it's still out there.
You did it.
I might have to re-up the amount of money I'm gonna spend on that.
It was,
but anyway,
it was on stream at the
I don't
lab.
think so.
Yeah.
Oh, was it the lab?
I had to find out who it was. Whatever.
All right, so you and Mezza put out on the last episode, right? You guys had in true double tap timing. You got to cover a whole bunch of things like Elena and all that, right? Being just dropped and all.
She was dropping the next day.
Literally like the next day, right? Like we were just gearing up for that.
There was a lot we were gearing up for.
Small Unica's small impressions and such that you had going on.
For what we may expect during the announcements that were happening the next couple of days. Little did we know that the announcements that were coming through were just insane. It made Mezza cry.
I could see that.
I was streaming. He came into my chat like, can't believe it. I'm going to play one game. I'm like, all right, okay. Go on.
The amount of times Mezza said that though.
I know.
No, but shout out to Mezza. I know this feels like it's really up his alley. It's up a lot of people's alley. So
hey, he's still doing commentary for DNF Duel for TNS. That's cool too.
True. Do that. So funny enough, full premise. I had heard. I kind of like had an insider scoop about this for quite some time. I don't know if there was it was part of like the NVIDIA leak beforehand. I don't know if you guys remember that big leak that happened, and it showed off like a bunch of games and NVIDIA was that had to do with like different developers, including Street Fighter 6, right? Like in like different versions of Street Fighter 6. Right. I don't know if there was one there for like an X-Men game or something, but I'm not gonna say who, obviously. But I ended up getting an inside scoop about a year or so ago from someone about ArcSys working on, at the time, an X-Men tag fighter. And I've had it in my pocket because I was like, yo, that would actually be so insane right now to see that. For me, it was specifically because it was like X-Men. I'm like, oh my God, it's like
97 was
spiritual successor to like Children of the Atom kind of thing. And it's like, oh, and it's ArcSys. Little did I know it was gonna be this. But Marvel Tokon Fighting Souls was announced, and it is not X-Men, it is just Marvel. This is essentially what I've been calling it. It's just Marvel Superheroes 2, right? Like it is what it is, in my eyes anyway. Because it's not mutants and it's not just like Avengers or something. It's like you got the whole kind of like premise there, right? Between all the IPs. That got announced. That was insane. I know where I was. I know what my reaction was.
Same. I have it recorded, and it's there.
And a lot of people have lost their mind, rightfully so. You didn't know you needed this or you wanted this until you saw it. Well, and goddamn.
Okay, so I was sitting here on my phone. My brother had just left the house to go be with his kids. Cool, like a good dad he is. And then he calls me and says, hey, I got a flat tire. I'm coming back home. And I was like, hey, man, you really got to check out because Final Fantasy Tactics just dropped a trailer. So if you want to check that out while you're driving, I don't know, maybe you want to drive safely, you got a flat tire or whatever. And then he's talking, and then I go, wait a minute, Arc System works. So I'm thinking that it was a trailer to the River City Rush type of Dotemu Marvel game that's coming soon. So I'm like, oh, okay. And then I'm like, Iron Man looks cool. Something's wrong here. And I'm like, I literally said out loud.
The camera hasn't moved from this 2D plane.
Everything it showed was like, I was yelling like Homer did. I don't remember what episode it was, where it's like, what? 2D2 fighting game, 1v1 fighting game, anime, Iron Man anime. And like, I had my headphones on, so he's on speaker. I have no idea what he's saying. So I'm just yelling at him on the phone.
You're gone.
And then by the time it said like 4v4, I was like, Marcos, I will see you later. And I'm just like, what is happening?
It's insane out of pocket. You know, PlayStation Studios, Arc System Works, and of course Marvel Games collaboration for this. One thing we can all agree on, right? ArcSys forever has such an incredible style, right? They just know how to make shit look amazing. For a lot of people, fighting games, like, especially if you're gonna dedicate your time to a game, especially for a fighting game, like to check out the checkbox is like, it needs to look good. This checks off it 4 times over. It looks amazing. The way they've just taken the design for certain characters, fucking Doom looks amazing too. Like, I was sold once I saw Doom too. I saw Doom, I was like, oh, they got me. Like I'm in there for sure.
Well, let me tell you, I was sold from just seeing that there was a new fighting game of the characters we already knew. But then what went through my mind immediately was also, oh my God, we can have Captain America with a new move list, like a new move set.
Yeah.
Oh
Very
my
true.
God, that
Very
gives me
true.
gives me goosebumps because I'm tired of the shield toss Captain America. I'm tired of it. All he has is 3 moves.
No, absolutely. That's a great point. Like the fact that ArcSys is the one that gets to kind of put their twist on this now means, sure, can they pay homage to what they know? Obviously, they would be so foolish to not acknowledge obviously the legacy of Marvel in a tag fighting game that Capcom has built over how many decades now.
Right.
Not to maybe pay homage to it, but they have their ability now to just create their own twist on things, on kits, on characters that have, you said, played traditionally a certain way, could play completely different. I mean, once again, not to harp on it, but like Doom clearly is playing differently than what we know right now. Like, you know, we're not thinking foot dive. Maybe there's a joke in there with like the tag thing where it's like you kind of see it when he does this like weird tag thing that they do, like the TACs in the air. But past that, like, yeah, it's a great chance to see unique opportunities for characters to play differently, to give us a new refreshing feel, and to be an experience for a whole new set of players that maybe have just not dove into it because maybe they just weren't around. They didn't maybe vibe with the Versus, you know, the Versus series at the time. This can give them a whole new perspective.
Right.
So some of the things about it that they're just coming out the gate swinging, like to come out with a tag fighter with the Marvel like IP is so, and not have everyone kind of look at you with the lip up and like the side eye, like, word, like, you're gonna do this. Like, you have to come out so correct. And I don't think they could have come out any harder than this. Like, already stating, hey, the game is gonna support traditional and simple inputs. Great, awesome, already great for me, because I one misstep they could have had is they only went one direction.
Right.
And I've always been a big projector of like, just let the players choose. Just let them choose. Street Fighter 6 does it. You've got fucking modern players and you've got classic. Doesn't matter. No one cares. As long as the choice is made versus it being forced upon them to do. Right? That's Grand Blue, right? Was kind of like the one that really defined that.
Yeah.
Big, you know, they and once again, ArcSys being involved in that project kind of helps, right? That I'm pretty sure they have a good understanding as to like what works there. But coming out with the fact that, you know, you already have a good, decent, like, I say decent, but it's like very small, but variety of characters already off the rip that are, some are favorites, some are, you know, they have to show up. But like the fact that they got like Storm in there looking the way that she does, already got a lot of people like, yes. You got Doom, of course. Ghost Rider though.
Ghost Rider looks
and
amazing.
Oh my God! Not your typical, and it's not Johnny either. It's what is it? Reyes. I think it's his name.
Yeah. But it's not
Ray
dry
Reyes or something like that.
Oh God,
like, not dry at all.
You wanted to play with him because he had long
amazing.
reach, but it was like, no, I want to play him because he looks cool now.
Yeah, exactly. Too bad he was ass. But
Star-Lord looks amazing. It's not his fault, okay?
Star-Lord / Dante ass looking character. Yeah. Chris Pratt's wild with it. They came out so strong. And Miss Marvel, right?
She looks like Super Scroll. I already like it. It's cool.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, actually, you're right. I didn't
right. She had the orbit grudge. I was like, oh snap, let's go.
And so he's like, oh, what? Static Pizza reset to grab in there. Yeah. Static's gonna be doing the same moves for the next 10 years. Another 10 years. Anyway, but then you know the big thing, right? 4v4.
It's huge.
Holy shit. 4v4? That's kind of insane. With also a caveat, 4v4, but then stating in the developer, there was a video that came with it as well, that, you know, it's not like you have to learn all 4 characters, right? Because that's like one of the biggest things that people have an issue with comes to tag fighters, is like, you know, learning one character like through and through and like really understanding all these situations, interactions, options with that character can be a little daunting for people, right? It's like, oh my God, that's so much. Now imagine having to do that with like 3 characters, right? That's it. Oh, that's crazy. Oh my God, 4 characters. What the fuck are we smoking? That's so much that's technically right now, that's like more than half the roster that we're showing at the moment. I have to know more than half the roster to play the game at this state. But they already, ArcSys already came out saying like, hey, this doesn't have to be that. You can just really focus on one character because it's a mode thing. Like they said, it's modes. Like so we don't know all the details, but once again, they're kind of trying to make it that maybe there's like a ratio system potentially, something like that. Because like assists are clearly, what'd you say?
Is it grooves? Or
grooves,
2XKO says, what are they called? Fuses.
Fuses, right? No, absolutely. It like make it, that's out. But once again, like I like the angle that they're going is like, hey, you could play it as a traditional fighter, tag fighter more than likely, right? You can swap in between and all that, but maybe you don't have to. But it's like your choice though. And I'm like, all right, cool. Once again, choice. Just let the player have the choice. Let the player have their expression to do what they want to do in the game. That is already really, really great direction for it. So that like it really hits a lot of marks for me in terms of how they could have made this experience like better for like pushing it forward, right? Like it's better than just like, oh, we get to add one more character. That's not enough, to be perfectly honest. Right. One thing I do want to note though, because we haven't, until we get some gameplay, obviously we won't know, but this is a bit more of a hot take for me, and I've been seeing kind of similar things for it online, funny enough, is like, I do not see this game being 4 bars of health.
Yeah, it'd be too much.
I could not, because I think for one, that'd be way too much. Like, but the other side of it is like, if you take that away, you're taking away certain things that are like kind of identities of tag fighters, right. like your one character victory, like comeback. It doesn't technically exist then, because if it's one bar, it's like it doesn't matter.
I'm thinking a life bar for them all, and it's still 2 out of 3 rounds. Like a tech and tag situation. Yeah, I got you. I can see that a way of kind of like bringing it back, but so it's really like this coming out and how ArcSys has been taking it. I'm like, I really don't know what to expect, but clearly they are really Uncharted.
Seeing it as an honor to. Oh yeah, it's Uncharted. Yeah. They're seeing it as an honor to work with the IP, so they don't want to come in correctly, but like the way they've treated other things like Dragon Ball FighterZ, like it's not in a bad way, right. But I'm saying like done what they touch do well, man.
And yes, obviously they had worked with Bandai Namco and Dragon Ball. They've worked with Side Games for the other. Mm-hmm. They work with themselves for Guilty Gear, or whatever that's called, Red Team. However, now here's the thing. I don't know if you remember, a couple years back, PlayStation Studios had one of the last spots for their Marvel IP, their Marvel game, and this was again after Guardians of the Galaxy came out, and that game kind of flopped. The Square Enix one was it? Square Enix? Yeah. That game flopped. Yep. But at the same time, it's like, then why did Guardians of the Galaxy do well? And I think it's because these characters are already sort of established. And it was like, why are we making a Marvel game when we have Marvel movies? And it just didn't flow well. And I didn't play because I was like, oh, whatever. We have Spider-Man. Insomniac will make it and Sony will make it. And that's going to be cool. But like an Avengers game? Like, it was weird. It's weird that wasn't the game that took off. But Marvel Rivals, which is an Overwatch clone, did. You have and Marvel Snap, which is a Hearthstone clone.
Marvel Snap, did. They're hitting all of the genres, man. They're like, yo, we're just gonna come correct with like all these different gaming genres and put our own twist things, and it's done so far pretty damn well,
right?
Except for like you said,
the Square Enix one. But it's like,
it
was so weird that one didn't. But it's like, hey, and then they noticed that okay. That Thursday, that whatever the Sony State of Play, for them to finish on a fighting game, that was crazy. Bizarrely strategic. Like,
we got some love from Sony.
Yeah, that was.
I mean, Sony's not, and they're not, they're not strangers to it either. Remember, like, when PlayStation officially supported so many
Marvel 3 was a huge announcement that one year. Remember?
Well, not just that, but I'm talking about like how Sony has also, like technically Sony owns like half of Evo, right? Like Sony is involved in that. Like they're not strangers to this, right? They're not strangers. So they clearly see an opportunity, here. And I mean, to collab with then like ArcSys and then have the Marvel IP be like kind of the umbrella to it with the legacy it has. I think it's just a great formula. I think it's a great formula.
And they haven't been
ArcSys,
ignoring it necessarily.
No.
Because remember that there was one video that they had with like the for the 30th anniversary, I think it was it 25th or 30th? I don't know. It's 30th. Yeah, 30th this year. And they had all the different games from like PS1 in that one big collaboration video. And I'm sure I don't remember exactly, but I'm sure Tekken 3, the Tekkens were in there and all of the aboves, So, but yeah, you were saying, and I cut you off. I'm terribly sorry.
Oh no. It's just with ArcSys, like I said, kind of has proved themselves, to really like, especially making it mainstream. Like when Strive, before Strive, right? They were still already doing it with like Fighters, right? Fighters was like insane.
2018.
Then you had Strive, and then Grand Blue. Like they've been just honing it in. And I think they just like it's up now. It's their chance to really like take this kind of IP and have this kind of opportunity and then like create something very, very special. The only thing I put a caveat in is the director, it used to be a Faust player. I already was kind of like, this might not be too good for me, boys. We might be cooked. No, jokes aside though, like clearly also having someone like that at the helm to help kind of bring that vision forward, like, and being from that cloth is just like undeniably unbelievable value.
I have two things to say real quick though. I think the nail in the coffin was definitely just the amount of people that were at the ArcSys booth compared to the Marvel Infinite booth right next door. And Marvel must have looked at that and like, this is awful. We gotta come up with something to have some sort of like push, because Infinite booth was awful, man. And while Dragon Ball booth never stopped having people, and it was like, ArcSys can do this with an IP, and why not, right? Like that was crazy. However, this comes off of the tail end of Marvel vs. Capcom 2 collection. So like maybe Capcom's like, we got to do as much as we can before we know this hits shelves or something.
Yeah,
it's a bizarre time.
What's funny? Yeah, it is a bizarre time, but it's actually also very interesting times because, like, not only for the game being announced and looking really good, it's great. But man, this shakes up the formula for others.
Yeah,
very, very much so. Like, with Marvel now having, ArcSys doing their next fighting game, right? And not traditionally like Capcom, right? I don't think the door's closed there or anything. It's just, I think they're just trying out someone else right now, right? We're just gonna date other people right now. We'll see what happens. Does that leave the door open now with the fact that, SNK and Capcom have been collabing with their crossover characters? Like, hey,
right.
CVS 3 stock, is that shit gonna be going up now? Because now we're not thinking, there's no, like, I don't see a world where a Marvel 4 is happening at the same time Tokon is. I mean, this is gonna be technically, I think unofficially this is not Marvel 4, excuse me, Marvel 5. I keep, not to disrespect Infinite, but just like, I don't think of Infinite as Marvel 4. Like, I'm sorry, it did not hit me that way. So
there's nothing opposite of Infinite, but whatever the opposite of Infinite
there's no 4 either, so it's not numerically 4 for me.
Whatever the opposite of Infinite is, that's what that game is.
Yeah,
definitely.
So I don't see a Marvel 5. I think this is gonna be the spiritual Marvel 5 when it comes to tag fighters. So then I'm like, okay, well maybe now Capcom. That means Capcom. There's a chance for that. And on the other side of that is also, unfortunately, just how this affects things like the 2XKO stock.
Yeah,
as well. I mean, don't get me wrong. Play what the fuck you want to play. Like, let's just be real. If you like one game more than the other, go for it. If you like both the games, you can play them both. Crazy concept, I know, but go for it. Don't worry about what fucking cats online are saying or whoever's doom posting like crazy on subreddits and shit. Just play what you like. Who gives a shit? But you cannot deny what the differences are here in terms of how two different companies are executing on a similar style product and how polarizing it is, right? Like it's been. Just saying, you know, it's just putting more pressure on other areas. So this game is shaking things up for many reasons.
My last concern, however, is I hope that there's the power creep after the game doesn't affect it how Dragon Ball and Guilty Gear ended up. Like Guilty Gear had simplified from previous games, and then they sprinkled in adding a little bit more, like the wild assaults, like the new moves of characters, and the power creep just sort of, it was very weird in how they balanced the game. And then Dragon Ball, they changed the game so many times.
By the end, that game is not the same game that came out. Like not even close.
We're gonna hear it all the time. Oh, this game is trash. Oh, this game is trash. And it's like, you know, people are gonna say that from the start, or people are gonna say that throughout. But at the same time, don't let the loudest voices sort of deter you, like you said, from playing the game you want to play. And at the same time, like the game is definitely gonna change, but throughout, it's bound to happen. I mean, you can already see the changes of Street Fighter happening with parries and stuff. So
yeah.
But again, that didn't really change too much of the game, unless you're like at a really high level, dare I say.
Yeah, it's only a very small percentage at that point. Yeah, that it really is kind of.
So I'm just sort of looking into that, and I just hope that Arxis can learn from the way that they patched previous games, because I feel as Grand Blue hasn't changed too much. They changed from one game to another with those diamonds, that EX move stuff they do, or bizarre super EX moves. But like it hasn't. I don't know. I just hope that it's not going to change the way that we feel about the game now once we get into the game. So that's just me. We'll
see until we get into the game itself and find out how it plays. We'll just
give me a good Hulk.
Just speculating. A good Hulk.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Okay. Well, with that's going to leave us with a poll for this week. We want to hear from you guys though. Because this is, like I said, this is making waves. A lot of people are so interested. They're so in. They are so back in some cases. Is a 4v4 tag fighter too many characters? I want to hear from you guys. It is going to be, it's interesting to see, because I think 3v3 has just been the mainstay for so long, since Marvel 2, right? That's kind of been the limit there. But like 4v4, let us know. We'll be posting that poll up in all of our socials as well as our Discord. Make sure to go vote so that we cover that on the next episode.
One thing I want to see is good movement too, by the way.
Oh yeah.
I mean, saw Storm move move the screen around.
Yeah, but I want to see some wave dashing. I want to see be able to. Once again, player expression. Just give us the tools and let us go fucking nuts.
Banana sandwich. Yeah.
So speaking of going wild, before we take this quick break, one thing to celebrate real fast. Street Fighter 6, making its way to Nintendo Switch 2, right? Elena dropping at the same time, right? That was a big announcement. But the big thing that came out right before that, though, was the sales. 5 million units sold up until March 31st of this year was reported for Street Fighter 6, halfway to the goal that Capcom has set for that game to sell in its lifetime, and it's only year 2. That's going very, very well for the game right now in terms of pacing. This does not include Switch 2 copies, which is why I bring it up, because that is a very big market. Like the Switch 2 is has now set the record for the highest selling console within a week now. Previously, It was owned by the PlayStation 3. Now I believe the Switch 2 has taken that record, and I'm hearing good things about the version of Street Fighter 6. I don't know about like looks wise. I know that I've seen some comparison videos, but things like input latency, I don't know if you've seen that, has shown that it's pretty good, and it's been approved to actually be used in tournaments. So technically, you could see Switch 2 setups for Street Fighter 6 in some tournament somewhere, which is like awesome. Like. That's great. Like,
I hope they throw it in the
faces it on the go with something smaller.
I hope they throw it in the faces of people that are like, "Oh yeah, it's going to be a pixel,"
I mean, listen. After MK1,
on the Switch 1,
let's not be like we haven't been burned before here. All right, let's be real. Let's be real about it.
Yikes!
But once again, Street Fighter 6 though making 5 million units before the Switch 2 numbers are out there, which means they're easily gonna like go up even more So I think Capcom's an incredible pace. And with, like I said, things like the announcements that they have, which we'll talk about later, the content that's coming up and kind of the moves that they're making, it's not really outside of the realm of possibilities to make it that 10 mil well before what this lifetime is going to be for the game.
Yeah.
So we'll just have to wait around and see for that. But in the meantime, though, we're going to be taking a quick break, guys. When we get back, we got some Evo numbers to get into, as well as these other things that we got excited for the fighting game community coming up. So don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. And I still can't believe we're getting a Marvel 5, not 5 game from Arxis. That's still like...
I have an equation for that. It's like Marvel minus Capcom plus 4 equals Marvel Tokon Fighting Souls or something like that. I wrote it down somewhere, but it was
the best thing I love about it is that, for one, the Tony Stark memes have been great, but two, the fact that we're already naming things that will happen in the game, like getting all 4 characters in a
a chat
in a called the Fantastic Four. Yeah, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. Yeah. If you want to learn more about other terminologies in fighting games, make sure to go check out our TikTok. We've got a series, ABCs of the FGC. Go check that out. You can see what a happy birthday or a Merry Christmas
the
is.
memes were just so perfect, though. It's like the art system works just
beaming
blasting in the face.
Through. Yeah, that was pretty good. All right, so let's get into this. Evo, man. Last of the big 3. I'm not technically counting Evo France. I'm just counting Combo Breaker, CEO, and Evo. Like, that's the big 3 in terms of tournaments every year. Posted up their leaderboard for registration right now. Funny enough, I tried getting on start.gg to actually look at the numbers themselves, but they made sure to hide them.
Yeah.
I was like, damn. I even tried working around it. I'm gonna have to like dig a little deeper to see if I can find it. Yeah.
Use a VPN.
But yeah, they posted. They posted up their current lineup right now for the big main games, once again, it's still early on. People are going to. This is as of June 9th, so some time still. And some people might premise like, hey, the numbers don't matter. Yes, but at the other side, the numbers also do state kind of like the current popularity of the game, right? The current state of the player base that's going out to compete at the highest level on the world championship stage, right? So let's you take them with as valuable data. At least that's how I see them. But once again, it doesn't dictate anything. If your games last, so what? If you like the game, go play the fucking game. You're gonna find that this is the theme of this episode. No matter what it is, if you like it, go play it. All right? Fuck the haters.
But
anyway,
sorry.
Yeah. But on the other hand, if you're trying to make some money, we might have to double check how many entrances are on there.
Go ahead. If you can go ahead and discuss the leaderboard. I have one thing to say about it, but go ahead. I will explain.
All right, cool. So to no one's surprise, we've got actually, should I start from the bottom? All right, yeah, okay, let's start from the bottom. At number 8, we've got MK1.
Ouch.
Anyone really surprised at this point? It's just the state. That is the state of the game. It's the state of just how WB and NRS have just been working the game, the damn IP for the past.
They do support
I can't even
it.
Say years. It's less than 2 years.
They do support it to be there. Yes, I would give them that.
Yes, they do.
At least
Absolutely.
So they are.
Absolutely.
They are loyal to their fans. It has probably a higher viewership than we expect, I think, because of the IP. But at the same time, but they like to watch it more than to play it, to be honest.
And speaking of watching it, two things, funny enough, from CEO on this.
Yeah.
Shout outs to
Online KO?
A new generation. Yes, to a new generation of fighters. Online KO being the winner for CEO, who is Online Tony's son, and Online Tony is an OG. It is crazy to say that's OG. It's Street Fighter 4. They're talking Street Fighter 4, and maybe even before. Like I don't know all of Tony's career, but incredible Seth player before the likes of Punko and such that kind of made it more mainstream for people to know. Like it was Online Tony was just like the 4 Chun-Li stomps that like Seth could do, and that was like the chant that would happen when his son ended up winning MK1 and shared an incredible moment in CEO.
No,
we are old. But it was an incredible moment, and it just kind of emboldened the love I have for fighting games, and now what the new generation can do and how it's like just been progressing. It's incredible. So just wanted to give a quick shout out for that. And that all happened because of MK1. So hey, say what it is, what it is.
I thought it was Kung Lao, but okay, MK1 gets the credit. No, okay. Go ahead.
Well, yeah, it was also because it was Kung Lao.
But go on.
The other note to that though is what was my other note to that? MK1. Wait, there was another part for CEO about MK. What am I tripping about? I think I lost my train of thought.
I don't know. You had the video there.
Maybe it'll come. No, it was that part, but it was something else to do with that. Oh, goodness. Notes at the moment. Anyway.
Well, I had talked about how MK is getting like the viewership. Was that what it was? Maybe.
Nah, the viewership is
okay. Well, GG's.
Oh, there we go. Thank you. But it was about viewership. So I was checking out the streams, like the archives, like on YouTube and such, and it kicked me right in the freaking teeth, dude. They blur the X-rays on YouTube.
Yeah,
they gray everything out and blur it, dude. It's Mortal Kombat. Like everybody knows what it's there for.
It can get
People
flagged,
are like, we're not here for the smut. I'm like, bro,
what?
Like that's literally what people like commentating about. I'm like, it's MK. Like, what do you mean? This is exactly what we signed up for. We want people gonna have their ribs cracked 18 times and still able to breathe and fight. Like, it's not gonna make sense. Don't take it to heart that hard. Like, geez.
Back when
it just threw me off because I was watching and it got blurred and I was like, what the hell is this? I was like, there's no shot. I get it. Like you said, it's like a flagging thing for YouTube, but I thought like changing the blood color or just graying it out was enough, but they also blurred it. I'm like, dude, that's I think a little overkill.
I want to quote L.I. Joe from back in the day when MK9 came out, and I remember, I don't know who said it, but it was like, oh yeah, how does it go? He was like, oh, if I'm winning a match, you best believe I'm for fucking talitying somebody.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So yeah,
exactly.
I'm quoting. I didn't curse. Leave me alone.
But yeah, 7. So sorry, short rant on that. But MK1 though, still, gonna have people that are gonna support. Awesome, go play it. Sign up. Still, you have a chance. Following that up, we got Marvel 2, the OG, old school throwback game of this year, making its way. That I'm very excited for. 7th place, nice. It's probably the entirety of the community right now. No, there's definitely more, but I'm excited to see some new blood, some of the newer players that came into the game to make their mark and actually win. Wow, what are you pissed? Are you not playing?
Well, there are 2 games in front of it. That's understandable. My big gripe is that I hope that they can make it so that, because this is what determines the lineup of the show on Saturday and Sunday. I would hope that Marvel 2 gets pushed up to the main event.
You're hoping to see it on big stage on Sunday.
It's going to be on a big stage, but it's not going to be that night. It's not going to be the main event of that night. I would hope that it would be the main event.
You don't think so? I think it would. I think it should, no matter what. I would make an audible there and say, I think it should.
Like, that should be designated for the classic game. That Saturday night.
It is the classic game.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah,
the classic game slot. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, especially after something like Third Strike. How incredibly insane that was. Who says we can't have that happen as well for Marvel 2?
Right.
I think it'd be smart of them to do that.
Yeah. And if they don't, I don't want to watch unless I'm up there. No. Right. Shut up. We both said at the same time. How dare you? But at the same time, I also just thought about what game might be up there next year.
Yeah.
Street Fighter 4. Can you imagine Street Fighter 4 up there? Like,
Bloody Roar, baby.
Bloody Roar. All right, sorry. Number 6.
MK9. This is some ironic shit.
I love it, honestly. Injustice. Is that a classic game now? Oh no.
It is. So in 6th place we've got Under Night, Uni 2, basically. Still holding strong. Like people knock it for whatever people want to knock it for whatever it is. But Uni cats show up.
I've seen new faces in Uni as well.
That's it. They just show up. Like, never knock them for that. It don't matter where it is, bathroom, wherever, they're down to play.
That's melted.
Does not matter.
But go on.
Nah, it's just this is over. It's just an umbrella now for like all anime games. Grand Blue's right there in the middle of the pack. rising through the ranks, maybe potentially. It's getting that much closer to what number 4 is, which is Strive. Strive being the oldest game outside of Marvel 2. In this case of modern games, it's the oldest one here at number 4. Kind of to be expected. It's a bit, it's a little long in the tooth there. It's kind of been going on. The current state of the game, I mean, there hasn't been a balance patch in like a year, right? It's been quite some time since a balance patch actually went down for it. Like, yeah, it hasn't. It's kind of been maybe it might be 8 months. But it's kind of like the state of the game, how people are feeling. Sure, new content's coming out, like Venom's out, Unica's out. We should be getting Lucy next, right? Lucy's
summer.
Lucy. We had Dizzy, we had Venom, we had Unica. It should be Lucy next, right? Like, great content is coming out. That's awesome. But I think it needs a little bit of TLC when it comes to like the balancing of things. I can only get Typhoon so many times before I'm just like, all right, whatever. It is what it is. But still holding strong at number 4 there. And then, of course, the new kid on the block, Fatal Fury, City of the Wolves at the top 3.
Didn't expect that at all.
Yes. Incredible numbers. I mean, the game, this might be the highest it will be because it is release year. It is just how it is. The first year tends to be the strongest unless the game just really, really resonates. It's gonna stick around there. But I think it's doing a great job. And clearly, people want to come in and play, and plenty of prize money to go around there, so nothing to knock there. And then of course you got the big 2. We got Tekken 8 and then Street Fighter 6. And I'm assuming there is just a big gap there in terms of the numbers. I'm very curious on the Street Fighter numbers. I am very curious because, like I said, Capcom has done a very, very good job, I think, with the ongoing characters for it. They might have played it a little safe in season 3 when it comes to the actual like way they approached it in terms of like the balancing, the tweaking, the perfect parrying, and some of the characters they touched. Like, I think it was a little bit on the safe side, but this clearly, like I said, represents before those changes were getting applied with the Elena patch. We'll see, but that means at this point we have all our characters, right? That's the end of this season. We don't have anyone else that we have to wait for on this, right? Yeah, no, that's everyone. Yeah. So that means Elena will be making her kind of big, big debut on that.
We did, however, get the trailer for
for season 3, which we'll talk about that.
Yes.
There's plenty more to look forward to, but Street Fighter 6 being at the top of the Evo leaderboards, not really that surprising. But make sure to go sign up if you haven't already. I think early bird is done, so you can pay that.
Don't start.
Premium.
Don't start.
That primo money.
Don't start with me.
You gotta make top 3 to break even.
Don't start with me because I registered last Saturday.
Oh yeah, what the hell was that about? What is going on here?
I registered last Saturday. Mind you, I regularly watch some YouTuber. Let me take back regularly. I sometimes watch Maximilian if I care about the footage or whatever he's talking about. I didn't watch the Evo one with the interview with Rick, but I watched it the next day. He had a 21% off on the event for new registration. And I said to myself, wait a minute. I just paid insurmountable amounts. And you're telling me there's this? There's that now? My second favorite thing, the next day, I find that in our FGC chat, that some people are getting Chipotle codes for half off of Evo.
Yeah.
A friend of mine paid half of what I paid to register for Street Fighter.
Yeah, that's a little rough. I don't know what happened there in terms of the fumble.
Right, and then the price still goes up now.
The price still goes up, so it's like, I don't know what happened there. I would think if they were gonna have like a coupon deal or something, or a sale, they would do that earlier for the people that are proactive on it, right?
Early, so it goes up by 20s.
So you kind of like, I mean, I gotta double check the numbers up, but I mean, a percentage off of what it is now, like if that meets like the early bird, then cool. Like, cause I can see where it could work where it says 20% off, and that 20% is like the additional you pay for after early bird. So it's like the ability to still get early bird later.
Right.
Like, okay, cool. So I don't know if anyone's like crunched the numbers on it yet,
but it makes me.
I think you said if there's some people getting half off,
that's bananas.
I don't think early bird is half off to begin with. So I think then the early bird people that have purchased are potentially getting punished.
Yes.
For purchasing early.
And then my favorite part is no, that's the favorite part already. It's just that we're paying a lot.
My favorite part is that you got like, fleeced. Damn, son.
And it was super frustrating. I forgot what I was gonna say, but it just made no sense.
Oh, you were looking for Rick in CEO, like, yo, man.
Yeah, I almost did. I was like, no. But it's really annoying. Other people, even like spectators, they just paid last Saturday, and it was like, boom, arm and leg, and it's like, wow. I know. There could be two things, in my opinion, that could be causing this. The backlash that happened last month, where a lot of people were retweeting a user on X about, or on Twitter, whatever the website's called. They were talking about, he paid this much, even though I saw that he was like buying t-shirts and stuff like that. Like, come on, you can't just be like complaining about paying too much if you're buying merch and different things and a custom badge. Like, stop it. But I get it. You know, there were a lot of people that retweeted that, like, damn, that's a lot of money, and damn, that's a lot, I can't believe it. But then there's also, the thing is, maybe there's not a lot of people showing up. I was hearing like conversations in the background going by, and people were just like, yeah, I'm not going because of money. And I'm like, oof.
I've actually, you know what's funny? I've heard of some things about like, also just internationally, just because like the state of things, not to get like too deep into this, but like that affects events, that affects people that are going to travel, and whether or not they think it's worth at that point, just because of just the volatility of like how an area is at the time. So there might be a case for that, but in the meantime,
there's also Evo France, and Evo France
Evo anywhere, right?
Everywhere else, you know, Evo the world, you know.
There's somewhere nice to be, right? In nice France.
I get it.
So, I mean, but yeah, like, I'm actually curious myself. I'm gonna take a peek about these coupons and this savings percentage to see if it actually lines up. Because like I said, if it still ends up being a little bit more, but maybe not the early bird, then I think it's in line. I think, okay, cool, it's worth. Because that means you got the biggest value from
you won a discount.
If it's cheaper, it is literally a fumble, and they just fucked a bunch of people that went early bird. And I'm like, that's not gonna feel good, like in any way. Like maybe even if you were like, yeah, it's disposable income, whatever. If I paid for something for $20 and then you walk in literally like a second later, and then the guy goes, oh no, it's like 50% off, and I'm like sitting there with my receipt like, yo, that's not gonna feel good. That's not gonna feel good. How do you think your customer's gonna feel about that? Not gonna like that.
Right.
But
I already do.
Not sure. We'll just get the, like I said, I'm gonna crunch the numbers. I'm gonna check this out. But I had heard about this, and yeah, Static was like, yo man, I'm pissed.
Yep. Livid.
He said all kinds of
I
things.
could have just waited and been like, oh wow, I can get boop 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 done. All right.
Dang, bro. Well, you should have just waited to the last minute. Come on, man. This is standard FTC.
Oh, I'm already waiting to the last minute for my hotel. It's great.
Come on, man. You're literally wearing an NEC shirt. You know what it is.
That's a layered joke.
But yeah, you know. For those, if you know, you know. All right. So with that, we got our last topic of the episode. And it's really an interesting one. I mean, I think it's interesting because it's just really more of a reflection of things to come. And it's like, we've had between, you know, the games that have been announced now, the content that's been announced, and just what's still to come out in the future. 2026, let's be real, like fighting games, we are eating very, very, very well right now. We're in the cusp of some amazing, just another, you know, kind of wave of games and players to come in and experiences to have. Marvel Tokon, Virtual Fighter, 2X, Nen Impact is around the corner. Then you've got newcomers is like Marvel Tokon, but you got like newcomers that have just been announced as well, right? Invincible Versus.
Yeah, that looks pretty cool.
Another tag fighting game has been announced from another IP. with Killer Instinct 2013 devs in it. You've got cats like Rip being, I think he's the battle director or battle designer for it, being involved, like, fighting game, just purists being involved in it, which is awesome. And then you've got content as well. A Mortal Kombat Legacy collection also got announced during the Summer Games Fest, right? So it's awesome. You get to see the classics with online play. Basically, the Capcom collections, re-released with like actual, which I'm assuming is gonna be rollback. I feel like I saw rollback somewhere on there.
It said every game rollback.
Cool, rollback in it and such. That's awesome. That's a lot. That's our crowd. That's OG for us to enjoy. It's gonna be great. I can't wait to see people get Infinite in
punch, run punch.
It's gonna be awesome. Run punch. Let's go. Striker is just gonna be insane. You can't wait to see Human Smoke, Striker. Noob should not be allowed, but this is online play, baby. Who gives a shit? He's broken. Can't wait for all that. And then further content that we're still getting ahead, right? Armor King in Tekken 8, awesome. Man, they had to really kind of get something going, especially after the Mr. Fuck You Man was getting got announced, and people were like, why? Why?
Yeah, but still, Armor King's not necessarily a clone, but it's also, man.
Oh no.
I mean,
come on, but Armor King has there's the King player, then there's the Armor King player. There are people that are definitely there's a division there. But Armor King is overall still a win to have, right? It's kind of weird to see this many legacy characters be kind of like DLC.
That's the problem.
But on top of that,
you play Tekken to play your legacy characters. Anyway.
Yeah, you gotta pay that extra money for you to play the characters that have been around for so long. Yeah, that's a Harada. That's a Harada issue. We'll let him deal with that. City of the Wolves as well, right? City of the Wolves. We're getting Andy is also around the corner. Andy, like tomorrow or something. He's coming out.
24th.
He's right around the corner. And then what I'm most excited for now is that what's left is we've got Ken to Joe to Chun.
Big Bad Man.
And then this,
whatever his name is. Big Man.
Which was it?
The sunglasses guy. He's got a big coat. His name is Big
Antonio,
Man. Big Man or something.
Oh, I thought it was Antonio who I was thinking of. Well, anyway, yeah, it's okay. And City of the Wolves, right? Like that kind of. I can't wait to see Ken. I'm to finally see the Street Fighter collab happen on the other side now. What's that?
Mr. Big.
Oh, Mr. Big, thank you. To see the Street Fighter collab happen on the SNK side is awesome. I mean, we just saw Lashar win CEO. Sorry, spoilers on that. Rocking both Mai and Terry, and Ed kind of as a filler in between, but he didn't do too much in the grand finals. But mostly rocking Mai. And now we get to see it on the other side. We get to see Ken and Chunners in City of the Wolves. I think I'm super excited for that. Then we've also got the whole other season 3 of your year 3 of Street Fighter 6 just straight up announced, got shown off. Fucking Alex, Viper, Sagat being DLC for the second game in a row.
Weird.
And then Ingrid.
Ooh.
Wild, man. Out of pocket. You are wild as son. This is just an insane roster of gameplay, and also that the announcement trailer was funny. Seeing Kenny Omega like dress up as Ingrid was just not something I needed to see, but we ended up seeing it anyway. But dude, it's just like we are eating so well in the future. Like we have so much coming up. I'm excited. I mean, this doesn't include things like, I don't know, maybe there's gonna be some more Strive DLC as well, right? There could be some more content for other games that are still in the rotation as well. Whatever, Grand Blue still has more DLC coming through, right? More characters that are coming in.
2XKO isn't even mentioned, but yeah.
2X, did I not say 2XKO? I'm pretty sure I said 2X. Well, 2XKO, releasing this year, right? Like there's so much to look forward to.
It's releasing when?
It's insane. Is it what's up?
Is it releasing when?
It's this year. They said they're releasing this year.
Oh, okay. I don't know. I didn't know if that was a scoop or if you were winking.
Are you trying to squeeze? Are you trying to squeeze something out of me, sir? Sir, I am under NDA. I cannot discuss any of these things.
Obviously.
Anyway,
I just thought you were winking your eye again.
Obviously, no.
For all those that are listening, he's winking
I didn't say it.
He's always winking his eye when he says something.
Unconkable said this on Twitter. He said we are releasing this year. So I was like, all right, cool.
Okay. No, I'm just saying your eyes, so that everyone who's listening can go ahead and
Static over
check
here is trying to get me in trouble and shit. That's crazy.
Not at all. You're about to get 2x KO'd.
You're about to get KO'd, dog. Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah, I'm still not used to it either.
Oh, your boys. Man,
yeah, dude. Like we're looking. I put a formal complaint in. But yeah, like it is so. It's just very invigorating to see. Like because the only way we can push forward is by trying things out, right? Like things like I said. That's why Tokon is so important. Invincible coming out is also really cool. It doesn't really look the best for me. I'm gonna keep it a buck. Like it doesn't.
I agree.
It doesn't look great, but it's early on, and just let it. Like let them cook, right? Let them do their thing. Until the game comes out, we will judge it on the merit of what it is when it comes out, not the journey to it.
I thought it was a mobile game.
It is what it is.
Yeah.
Virtual Fighter, right? We still waiting to see for Virtual Fighter.
That does not look like a mobile game.
That don't look like no mobile game. Nope. That thing might transcend gaming in general. Who knows? But yeah, man, like we're looking so well for the foreseeable future, at least. At least through 2026, like it's gonna be just mayhem, and it's gonna be great because it's opportunities for people to get exposed to on so many, whether it's via the IPs or the gameplay itself. There's just a game for you to choose and to play and to enjoy. So I honestly cannot be any happier to see this. It's crazy how many tag fighters though. That's the crazy part for me. Like there's 4 right there on the grid. This is actually from a tweet by Yellow Motion.
I thought
that just kind of had all these listed.
I thought the year that Jubei was announced. What year was that? Jubei announced for Blaze Blue, and then they announced actual Crashtag battle. I want to say that was also the year that Geese was announced. I want to say 2015, right? 2015 or 16?
Really?
No, wait. I'm sorry. 2016 was Street Fighter 5.
It had to have been like 2017.
It might have been 2017. No.
Yeah.
2016. No, not 2016. 2017, yes. 2017, yes. Because that's where I remember where I was sitting in that arena when Jubei and thingy, and it was still in center stage. It wasn't on the side stage.
Yeah.
Right. So, but
also,
I thought that was the year.
Stage.
Well, yeah, I thought that was the year for the crossovers. We had the Crashtag battles. We had Dragon Ball Fighters coming out. We had Marvel Infinite looking stupid.
Stupid.
So it looks like tag fighters are just coming back. I mean, 2X KO, Battle for the Grid. That's been out for a while though.
Forever, yeah. It's still getting love, and like you said, and then Invincible, and then Impact, Tokon. Like it's just like. It's a year to play multiple characters, I guess.
If it's
that's
broke,
what we're all
keep
gonna
it broke.
Get into.
That's what they're saying.
Yeah, if it's broke, keep it broke. But yeah, man, it's looking so good, and it's great because that's how you progress the scene. Like you have to be trying things. You have to let new players or even certain developers get a swing at things with certain IPs and let them try things. Once again, Tokon is just the example. I know I keep reiterating on it, but it's like the perfect example of like letting another developer cook on something that might be familiar with us, but that doesn't mean it will be bad. They can flip it, they can change it, and they can try things, that I don't think someone like Capcom would do, because they just have a formula, right? That has worked and it has been proven. So it's like, why try to fix something that's not broken? But sometimes in order to make things better, you kind of do have to break it down, right, to build it back up. So it's really, really interesting. And then, once again, things like Invincible and like 2X, just new kids on the block to do something. I mean, 2X, new kid on the block. And also technically Invincible. But technically Invincible is going to have more of an experienced team in fighting games than even 2X does, because this is like the first time for Riot to do it, while Invincible's developer has a history of fighting games already with like Killer Instinct and all in it, which is pretty awesome. But yeah, and like I said, the content that's coming out.
But is it Double Helix or is it in the other one?
It was Double Helix, wasn't it?
Yeah, but
Iron Galaxy. Iron Galaxy was another one.
Okay.
It was Iron Galaxy.
I don't remember who exactly it is, but still, yes. Old developers that worked on a fighting game, working on a fighting game that might be more of a fighting game than it is a graphical looking cool game. Like You know what I mean? Like it's going to be a functional fighting game more than a visual. But it's still comic booky, so that's cool too. Because the show is already 2D, and this is doing 3D.
I mean,
2D
also the
printing.
show is a comic book, right? Like that's the other
and they're working directly with the IP. I mean, they had Robert Kirkman in one of the developer videos, which is cool as well.
So it's a great thing to look at, but one thing I do want to note as well, and I saw this on Twitter, and I don't know if this was just due to maybe CEO happening, and hey, like something we've definitely voiced a lot is support your locals. At the end of the day, like support your locals, right? Like go to your locals, no matter what. If you can't make it to big tournaments, support it. One thing I would love to see become a trend for fighting games in the future, especially with all these awesome games that are coming out. So there's like so many great players that could be highlighted to it. It was posted on Twitter. Someone did basically a kind of like just a walkthrough of their local. They were like, this is where I'm going through. It's called, the local itself was called Full Tension. And they just like do a walkthrough of the entirety of the local and just like how many people are playing, all the setups and such. I'm like, I would love for this being a trend that you do. Hashtag support your local and just show it off, because I saw at CEO also they did that. They had like a whiteboard where it says support your locals, like write it down, and mad people were just writing like, oh, this is the group so and so FGC, or it's the city and the name or the name of the actual local event itself. I was like, yes, put it on the map, get it out there, because there are no majors without locals. There's no locals without players, and there's plenty of players out there, and online isn't the end all be all. And all these awesome, great games are going to create some amazing moments, but you should need to go and start and doing it at your local.
And I'm looking at y'all, people that just say it and don't do anything about it. That's right.
Yeah. Put it on shirts and don't actually
support
go.
Support your locals as a tweet, and then it's like, oh, I got exposure, and it's like,
where are you at?
Yeah,
where you at?
Yeah,
like, come on.
And I don't mean support your local doesn't just mean showing up. It means helping run the bracket, bringing your console if you want to. Just supporting it as well to make it go somewhere. Even doing commentary, become an ambassador of you.
Exactly. Yeah, you need people to represent it, to have it on their back. All that kind of support, you might not think is important, but it goes a long way. This is all always done out of passion, out of love, out of competition. So the best thing you could do is help keep propping that up and helping and supporting in whatever way you can.
Even if your game is online only.
Yeah, even if your game's online only. Even if only a couple of you. Remember, if it's only 2 of y'all, you got a match. If it's 4, you got
Parsec
a
Fridays
round robin or whatever.
Parsec Fridays are still locals to me. Like that's a Friday local for Marvel 3.
Don't matter. It don't matter. You know what I hope one day is that we get to locals where
they're in an online lobby.
You get that locals in different areas that you actually will then get to compete. Like, oh, the local here will compete with the local over here, but it's online, but they do it at the local venues and such. So it's kind of like, and then you stream that, like both POVs and shit. Like, I would love to do something like that. I think that would be a lot of fun. But once again, fighting game scene is looking very promising. We got some great content coming up. Got some great games coming out. This is the time to get involved if you want to get into it. Man, I couldn't tell you anymore. I could not honestly tell you anymore except start now. Okay, start now. Don't wait for these to come out. Start now. Go to your locals, start playing, get in there.
Listen, and you've got freaking Crime being 13 or 14, making it as top 8 Street Fighter. You got online
top
KO.
3? Was it top 3 or something?
Yeah.
Top 4 or
and
something
you've got
like that?
another 15-year-old also making it to top 8 in Street Fighter as well. And you've got the other one, not Noah, but Noah is also another prodigy who started as a kid.
Yeah.
But also his cousin Enzo the Hokage. Like, there's no bad time to start. Like,
absolutely.
You got Gamer B, who's everybody's memeing him for being older, but he's still going out there doing well in City of the Wolves.
Daigo's over 40. Daigo doing this thing.
Still standing weird. Sorry. There's a picture out there.
I saw that picture too. I saw that picture. It's like, you're like, bro, I forget somebody said it, like, yo, who gave him the greenest weed ever? I was like, yo.
And then the CEO, Jabali's picture with him is like, what is
my man's just living his life. There ain't nothing wrong with that.
One foot was like looking at the stage, the other was like, where?
Looking at the exit, trying to go somewhere else. Dude's got some interesting pictures. You ever see the one where he's like sleeping on top of a table, a picnic table somewhere, like at a tournament? He was just like getting some sleep. He was just on top of a picnic table, just laid out.
Oh my god!
They were looking for him on bracket or something. That's how they found him.
Anyway, Keanu Reeves with birds.
Moral of the story, fighting games are awesome. We have a great future coming on. There's so much content. Get involved. If you don't know how to get involved, get up on Twitter. Make sure, hit us up at DoubleTapFGC. That's how you can get involved. If you got any questions, feel free to hit us up there. We got no problems in helping you out there. Or you can check out our awesome Discord at doubletap.gg/Discord. Come join our awesome community there. If you don't know already, this is the outro because that is the end of our episode. All love. We appreciate you guys hanging out with us for another episode of Double Tap. Thank you to Static over here for holding us down at CEO, checking that out and giving us your experience on things. You can make sure to check him out at StaticGorilla on all social media platforms, as well as on Twitch, where he's still playing that Marvel. He's still playing that. I don't know what else you're playing.
I have no idea. It's been a long time since I streamed. But Fatal Fury is definitely the focus.
Oh yeah,
because I suck at Street Fighter. But
yeah, that's okay.
It's good to be self-aware.
It's always, it's good to be self-reflective on it. It's another good thing to also get better. Is also a good idea. Been doing this long enough, you should be able to get better, and you will if you decide to. Anyway, in the meantime, though, we're taking submissions for community segments, questions, or topics that you want to get involved in. Make sure to hit us up. That's going to be at doubletap@mash.gg. Email us, or you can DM us once again on Twitter. DMs are open. Conversations with us there, no problem. Come say what's up. And make sure, once again, join our Discord, doubletap.gg/Discord. Come get involved with our awesome community. Come say what's up. Get involved. Want to get some matches in, want to do something. We're getting back to our monthlies, so we're trying to play some monthlies on some games when they come out, especially when DLC comes out. Last time we did it was with Mai. We'd love to actually do it for Elena. Now, I think we're going to keep it as a Street Fighter right now at the moment until maybe until Lucy.
Oh, yeah, Lucy-goosey.
Get involved. Yeah, exactly. Get involved there. And also, actually, my bad. Question of the week. I meant to bring that up on it. We did have a question of the week this week, which was for the content that's coming up for fighting games, right? Where we're looking into the future. The question of the week this week for you guys is, if you could add another game in 2026, like whatever kind of game, IP, whatever it may be, what would it be? Maybe you want a CVS 3. Maybe you want a Power Stone 3 or something. The reason I got Power Stone on my mind is I watched it on CEO. But yeah, it could be anything, but we want to hear about it. And really, the sky's the limit. Invincible can come out with a tag fighting game out of nowhere. I'm pretty sure you can come up with a wish list of a certain game you'd like to see in 2026. So once again, if you want to add another game in 2026, what would it be? Let us know. We'll be posting this up on all socials as well as on the Discord. Get involved and we'll cover those answers on the next episode. That's going to be it for us, guys. We appreciate y'all for hanging out with us. Stay tuned. Make sure to check out any bonus rounds we'll be posting up on the YouTube, or check out once again that TikTok. Get the ABCDFGC. Go learn some terminology if you want to get involved on things. Until then, see y'all in the next episode. Peace.